Hi there. In this video, we'll look at problem 22 from the exam review packet. Here we're given the function y equals cosine 5x, and we're asked to find the equation of the normal line at this particular input where x is pi. Before we jump in, let's try to get a feel for what's going on with the function y equals cosine 5x. We know that the cosine function just watches the point on the unit circle, and it just keeps track of how far it is over from the y-axis. And so in particular, if we're dealing with a unit circle, then it's over 1 in the beginning. And normally, if we're just looking at cosine x, it takes 2 pi radians of turning to produce 1 full period. Okay, so that would normally take 2 pi radians to complete that cycle of outputs. But in this particular case, somebody is pressing their foot on the accelerator and causing the inputs to accelerate 5 times as fast as normal. And so what happens is we get 5 complete periods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete periods during, as the inputs cycle from 0 to 2 pi, we get 5 complete periods, 5 complete cycles of outputs. Okay, so that's what's going on with the function. We just get more periods within the interval from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so with that, let's see if we can answer this question about the normal line. Okay, so in particular, we're going to need to figure out what is the y value when you plug in pi. So let's substitute pi for x. And we need to know what's the cosine of 5 pi. So let me just count. Here's 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. 5 pi is right back around here, and we see that the cosine is -1. So if I can find pi on here, there's pi, I would expect to see an output of -1, and that's exactly what we see. The output is -1. Okay, so that's the point on the graph that will be of interest to us, and we're expected to find an equation for the normal line. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I need to, at this point, compute a derivative. So let me try to make a little bit of room for that. Okay, we've got the output over there, derivative coming up over here. Y prime is the opposite of the sine of 5x, chain rule, times the derivative of 5x. Okay, and we'd like to know what the slope is when x is pi. Alright, so let's go ahead and plug in pi into this formula and see what we get. Okay, so we're getting the negative sine of 5 pi times 5. Well, the sine of 5 pi is the y-coordinate of this point, which is 0. So we're getting -0 times 5. We're getting 0 here. All right, and that looks like it's correct because the slope appears to be 0. Okay, so now we draw the normal line, which, remember, that just means perpendicular to the tangent line. And since the tangent line itself is horizontal, the normal line is vertical, so we just write down the equation of the vertical line, which is x equals pi. And that's the solution to this problem. Hope this video was helpful.